Good evening, my extended family. Good evening. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. I hope you all had a good night's sleep last night and that the day went well for you today. Thanks again for letting me spend a few minutes with you this evening. I hope you enjoy the show as much as I enjoy producing it. I appreciate every one of you. Someone sent me a text asking how and why during these times I try to keep people upbeat. I told them of a Dutch priest that I read about years ago, writer and theologian Henry Nouwen, who once said, "Those who keep speaking about the sun while walking under a cloudy sky are messengers of hope. The true saints of our day, brighter days are ahead." Now, I'm no saint, far from it, but I do choose to be a messenger of hope. I hope that's coming through. Every evening, I like to start by reminding each and every one of you that you are simply wonderful right where you are. You're loving, you're creative, you're nurturing, you're forgiving. Maybe you're a good cook. Try to spend most of your time focused on what's good in your life. And like a good handyman that walks into a customer's house to fix something, focus on how to fix whatever issue you're going through. Move in a positive direction, even if they're just baby steps. And always remember you're not alone. All right, it's happy birthday time, and I want to wish a big happy birthday to my wonderful son, Zachary. Zachary, we are so proud of you. You are a fine young man. Thank you for being my son. I love you. Happy birthday to my good friend Kenny Giannotti's mom, whose birthday I found out was yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Mrs. Giannotti. Happy belated birthday. I hope I haven't left anyone out, but if you have someone that you'd like me to announce when it's their birthday, please send me a note. All right, let's get ready to travel. Here we go. Every night we travel to a different state, and tonight is no exception. So once again, I need you to put on your little kid imagination. I like saying that. Tonight's show is coming from a state that was established on January 3rd, 1959. This state is located in the northwest extremity of the United States. This state is the largest state in the United States. It's twice the size of Texas and 1/5 the size of the United States. This state has about 100,000 glaciers. The northern lights can be seen in parts of this state for almost the whole year, 243 days out of the year. The difference between the northern lights and the aurora borealis is this. There is no difference. Fool you. They are one and the same. That was just a little bit of trivia to add to your repertoire of trivialities, I guess. One town here has no road access to the rest of the state. It is only accessible by boat or by plane. This state has the busiest and largest seaplane base in the United States. Here there is one bear for every 21 people. One town in this state has both the shortest and longest days of the year. Out of the 20 highest mountain peaks in the United States, 17 of them reside in this state. This state has more than 3 million lakes and over 100 volcanoes. 3 million lakes, now that's a lot of places to fish. The Iditarod, a dog sledding competition in this state, is its largest sporting event. Funny laws still on the books in some towns of the state. Whether they enforce them or not, I don't know. It's illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting. Okay? You're not allowed to search for moose from the air on the same day that you plan to hunt them. You may not live nor ride in your trailer while it's being moved. Well, that sounds safe. Your dog may not sit on the roof of your car, whether your car is moving or not. And don't get caught in the plane with a moose, because if you do, the moose is there for the duration of the ride with you. Can't push the moose out. It's going to land on something or somebody. So check the plane out for moose before you get on in this state. It's illegal to wake a sleeping bear just to take a picture. I'm not waking a sleeping bear even if it was sitting on my box of cigars. I'm not going to do it. No feeding the wildlife at all in this state. That makes sense. You don't want them to get used to being fed by humans, and then they go up to a human that has no food, and, well, that probably wouldn't work out too well. They have a law that says no flamingos or any other pets can be brought into the barbershop. The state flower is the scorpion grasses. The state's insect is the four-spotted chaser. Reminds me of the sewing needle that freaked me out when I was a little kid. The state fruit is the cranberry. The state bird is the willow ptarmigan. There's a silent T after the P. It's pronounced ptarmigan. The state tree is the Sitka spruce. The state motto is North to the Future. The nickname of the state is the Last Frontier, not Star Trek. The capital is Juneau, and now Juneau. We are in Alaska. We are in the state of Alaska. The character trait that you know for the month of June is integrity. It is the quality of being who you say you are and doing the right thing, especially when nobody's looking. And in a world where you're being pulled to the south, you're being pulled to go south. I've often said when people go south, go north. It's another way of saying take the high road. Today is Eat Something Sweet Day. Sounds good to me. It's actually Praline Day, so I changed it to Eat Something Sweet Day. The word of the day is gourmand. The word means to be fond of eating or drinking. Not so bad if done in moderation, I would say. Today is also World UFO Day. It's dedicated to the existence of unidentified flying objects. Just last year, nearly 6,000 people reported seeing flying objects in the sky that they could not recognize. That's a UFO. I remember as a kid there was a story about this woman that called the police who said she saw a UFO, and when they asked her, how did you know it was a UFO? She said UFO was written on the side. On this day in history, 1968, when Lyndon B. Johnson was president, following the Poor People's March to Washington on June 19th, organized by Martin Luther King Jr., the protesters built a small city of shanties made from boxes at the mall in Washington, D.C., and named it Resurrection City. Estimates put the number living there between 3,000 and 5,000 people. 6 days later, on this date, the 24th of June, Resurrection City was closed down by the authorities and the protesters went back to their communities. In 1901, Pablo Picasso's first major exhibition of his artwork opened in Paris. 1957, the United States Supreme Court ruled that obscene gestures, obscene language, and obscene behaviors are not protected by the First Amendment. I think perhaps it's time we bring that ruling into the 21st century, 1969, movies True Grit starring John Wayne with a patch over one eye, and Disney's The Love Bug hit the big screen. I remember those movies. In 1983, the Space Shuttle Challenger returned safely to Earth after a 6-day flight. The mission, as I stated 6 days ago, included the first American woman, Sally Ride, into space. Now, the first woman into space was a Russian woman, and I can't think of her name, but Sally Ride was the first American woman into space. 1997, speaking of UFOs, the United States Air Force released a report explaining the 1947 Roswell incident. Man, I could do a whole show on the Roswell incident. Very interesting stuff. On a sad note, 2011, Columbo, Peter Falk, passed away on this day, 2011. So that's the show for tonight. If you're going to be looking for me, I will be found with my cigars. I'm going to take 2. Staring at the Aurora Borealis, flying over a herd of moose, warning them about tomorrow's impending woodsman, and fly so quietly as not to wake any sleeping bear. So until we meet again, let us all have a blessed, peaceful night. Say our prayers and leave the world and any problems in our Creator's hands. Again and as always, you truly are quite special. The world would not be the same without you, so don't ever think of leaving. The world, and especially the people right around you, need you, and that's a good thing. So let's be kind to one another. God bless, and good night.